Hello, Christina's World Kitchen. I'm Christina Martinez-Williams, and I am excited to make a new tortilla or bread. We're going to make it together. I get to be the guinea pig for you so that you can see it, how it works, and then you don't have to figure it out on your own. So this morning we talked about 10 big carbs that you can cut to either reduce, cut, or replace. These are tortillas or bread that if you replace it with this option, you're going to have a high protein, low carb option. And it's one that I wanted to experiment with and create and figure out. So we're going to have 3 different ingredients, 4 kind of, and 2 of them we're going to blend. So I have a half a cup of cottage cheese. Now in this recipe, you're not going to taste the cottage cheese because it's going to be blended. So it won't be the texture, it won't have any of that consistency. And then we're going to have a half a cup of plain yogurt. Now this I got from Aldi, and it is Greek yogurt. There's only 2 grams of sugar per serving, and it is such a great option. And this is new to Aldi. It's not something that's been there for more than a few weeks, at least to my knowledge, at least. And I really like the vanilla to eat, and then the plain is really plain. Like it has that tanginess. So I don't prefer that to eat with things. I prefer the vanilla, but the plain I wanted to use to make up this bread. So I have a friend who has some bread recipe using yogurt and almond flour, and I wanted to make something similar but not the same. So I am using cottage cheese and yogurt and almond flour, and we're gonna see if we need to add a little bit different. So right now I'm starting with a half a cup of each. Half a cup of yogurt, plain Greek yogurt, zero sugar. Well, this is 2 grams of sugar, that's it, which is so low, so good, and a great option. So whatever low, I'm not sure if Too Good has a plain option. I know that they have a vanilla option, but I'm not sure if they have a plain option. So I'm going to move this to the side, and I'm also going to mix this with half a teaspoon of pink salt. And that is it. Galilea asked for tacos. I'm not putting that over there. Tacos tonight. So we're going to try this, and we have lots of lettuce and tomatoes. And I have my taco seasoning that I made the other night with you guys that I'm going to, it's cooking right now with the meat. So I'm going to put you over here while I mix this real quick. Ooh, my camera or this kickstand or tripod is not standing very well. So I'm going to mix this real quick. Tell me where you're watching from, and if you like bread or tortillas, put like them. We are going to bake these tonight. I might be learning that you can do it another way. I'm sure you can do it on the griddle too, but I want to take less time. It's still going to take time, but time where I don't have to touch it so much, or I don't have to pay attention when it's in the oven. So I have the oven preheating to 350 degrees. I think actually it's already preheated. It's ready to go. All right, and my meat is almost cooked, not quite. It's getting close. All right, so now I'm gonna blend these 2 with the salt. It may not actually blend. I was hoping it would. so full, so I think it's having a hard time getting down here. All right, that might be enough. I don't want there to be any clumps. That's the thing. No clumps allowed. We got it. So no clumps allowed. Now we're going to mix this with our almond flour. I did see it start to actually like liquefy. I wanted to get the clumps from the cottage cheese out in the process. And now it's liquid. So I'm gonna put in a half a cup of almond flour. I'm probably gonna need another half a cup. I'm gonna start with that just to see. And I'm going to pour it in. It's a very thick liquid. And then we're going to mix it with our almond flour. And again, I'm experimenting a bit with you all tonight. Hopefully you'll give me permission to do that. I guess I'm not really asking permission, I'm just doing it. But I am going to experiment so that you don't have to, and figure out the consistency that I want for this tortilla / bread. I haven't figured out. I have this, like, envision this kind of in between, like a gorditas type of thickness. But I might be off. All right, let's check on this meat because I don't want it to burn. We are having tacos again because Cadele requested that, and I have leftover taco seasoning from the taco seasoning I made the other night. So now we're using that again. And I think it's just about ready. I'm going to turn it down. And we're going to move back to the tortillas. Okay. So now we're just going to mix this in with our almond flour. I'm going to show you in a second. And I'm going to add more almond flour in a moment. All right. Definitely adding more almond flour. It's still very, very liquidy. So we're going to add another half a cup of almond flour. And get this all mixed in. This already has pink salt, a half a teaspoon of pink salt. And I'm going to add another half a cup. So we're now at, we're getting thicker though. Now we're at a cup and a half. All right. A cup and a half. And I think we're just about good here. Got another photo bomber. A cup and a half. Ready to go? And look at this, it's almost a dough. He's gonna go ride his motorcycle, so I gotta say goodbye. Ride safe. All right. Now we are going to create our dough. It's still a little bit too sticky to make a dough that's not gonna stick. So I'm gonna do one more, we're gonna do another half a cup. All right, last one, half a cup. Half a cup of almond flour, last one. And now I think we're gonna be good. Oh yeah. Now we've got 2 cups of almond flour, half a cup of cottage cheese, and half a cup of plain Greek yogurt, and then half a teaspoon of pink salts. All right, now we're going to put it in we're gonna roll it out or smash it down. I'll tell him you said hi, Renee. I have parchment paper here, and I have a cookie sheet as well. So I'm going to place this in my parchment paper, and I'm thinking to you could make it into circles if you want, or I guess we could use the size of this, or we could make it into one big flat bread. What do you think I should do, Renee, if you're still watching? Should I make it into circles or flatbread? All right, here is my big dough ball. And now I'm gonna just need to roll it out. And I'm gonna see if I can dip my fingers in some water, if it will help me to make this so that I can actually like form it a little bit. So let me grab something that I can put a little bit of water in. And I'm gonna move this off the heat because I think that it's done. Oh no, it's okay. Just gonna turn it down a little bit more. All right. So I have my hands are washed, and now I'm going to grab my dough ball and flatbread. You think? Okay. So I think you could do both, but we're gonna do what Renee suggested. And I'm not going to lift the second piece of parchment paper until after it's been baking quite a bit, so that it doesn't stick to the top of it. It's quite a hefty dough ball, and it's really big. So we're gonna see how this goes. Like I said, we're experimenting. I like to experiment and then share my experiment with you all. So I'm not gonna touch it anymore. I do have a little bit on my hands. I'm still here, don't go away. I'm still here.
And me too.
Oh, Kylie is here for me. Awesome, thank you. All right, so I'm gonna get a rolling pin, and we are going to roll this into a flat bread. I'm thinking this also could be a pizza. We're gonna see how it comes out, and then I can tell you all the things that you could use it for. If it can be a pizza crust, if it could be, what all it could be. I don't want it to be so thin, but I don't want it to be too thick either. And it's a lot of almond flour, so it's not necessary to consume all that in a small, like, you want to make it big, like not consuming so much of it. And by doing that, we can make it go stretch further. All right, so it's just a matter of getting it to the edges and then trying to keep it into somewhat of a rectangular shape. It could be really doesn't necessarily matter, except that it'll be easier to utilize if it's more uniform. Now, cottage cheese in general, for regular cottage cheese bread, is really thin, and that works really well. But this has other ingredients that we want to be mindful of, and it will be good. All right, so almost there. I'm going to show you all in a moment. And I want to just kind of make sure I don't have some pieces really, really thick compared to others. Okay, so it's pretty big. It's like almost as big as a pizza stone, if not as big as a pizza stone. And I do have a big baking sheet. So I'm gonna leave it. It's actually bigger than this. I should have measured that before. So I could transfer this over here if I wanted to, but I don't. So I'm gonna let it cook up like this. And then I'm gonna show you how it can be a unique flatbread. That's true. So I can, oh, it's actually coming up okay. I'm gonna let it be, but it is coming up okay. I'm trying to figure out how to show you. Here we go. You can see just how thin it is. It's not terribly thin, but it's not overly thick either. And it is coming up just fine off of the parchment paper. So I'm gonna put it in the oven and 350 degrees, and then I'm going to bake it. I'm gonna keep it like this too, so I can do it on both sides really easily. I can just flip it. And I'm gonna start with 10 minutes and check it. And then I will be able, when I show you how it is, I will tell you how it ended up being, how many minutes on each side. I'm thinking 10 minutes on each side. So that's it. I'm really excited to try this and see how it turns out. Maybe it can be like an injera, like a Ethiopian injera that you can pull out and eat with your meal. Who knows? The possibilities are endless. So let's see how it turns out. Have a wonderful night from my house to your kitchen. Global flavors and healthy plates from around the world. Bye!